Hello and welcome. This short video is for educators and area staff who will be reviewing Future Ready Leaders materials during our current review period. This video reinforces what you'll see in the materials and the feedback survey and focuses on what you need to do, where to go, and how to share your feedback. The materials you're going to look at represent an updated version of High School Heroes, now called Future Ready Leaders. Our goal is to understand how all these materials might support you and your students and where we might improve them. While these materials are relatively polished, they are still a draft. Your feedback combined with classroom pilots already underway will help refine the program before it's released more broadly. As you review, imagine you're preparing to teach or preparing to facilitate a lesson. You do not need to use these materials in a classroom. This is strictly a review of materials. As you're going through them, we want you to ask yourself things like, what feels clear or unclear to me? What seems helpful or confusing? What might be hard to prioritize, prepare, or explain? Keep that mindset in the back of your head as you move through the materials and you're reading them. To begin, log into learn.ja.org and open the course titled JA Future Ready Leaders 26-27. You should already be enrolled. If you have any access issues, please contact your local JA area office for support. Once inside the course, you'll see several tiles. For this review, you're only going to focus on the first three tiles, and I'll talk more specifically about them in a moment. You're not being asked to teach or implement this program. Let's focus on the first one, overview and preparation. These are training materials meant to be provided just for you. Using your facilitator guide would be something that you could look at as a part of your first session submission. Getting ready for communicating and responding as a facilitator is one of the courses that you'll get an overview on with this video. And then how to use your observation rubric is a handout for something that'll be unique to you when you're watching your students in a K-5 classroom, if you were doing that. Down below, you will have access to two main pathways, the volunteer pathway and a leadership pathway. I'm going to focus first on volunteer pathway. This has two sessions with one addendum just for teachers. First one, communicating and responding as a facilitator. Again, you have a training video up above that goes with this session. And within this session, and repeated across all session, you'll see the standard list of materials, including facilitator guide, student guide, answer key on screen. That is a repeatable pattern you will see across sessions. And then you'll also see provided any unique activities or deliverables unique to this session. For Volunteer Pathway, we also have the applied learning experience. You'll see that same set of 4 materials and then session-specific materials. Again, these are all student-facing sessions you prepare for. And then this last box, applied learning experience, is just for you as a teacher. This basically shows you, if you were to see any value in it, how to observe your students leading a K-5 lesson in a K-5 classroom. And so it provides an observation rubric. And as well, there's another resource up above on how to use the observation rubric. You can use that or review those materials as a part of your survey submission. We also have a leadership pathway. These are the same sessions as the volunteer pathway, plus 3 optional sessions, including leading with purpose, leading through decision making, and leading through reflection. The idea here is that these would be optional courses that a school would decide if they want or not, if it's a priority for them to focus on leadership as a part of their lesson planning. You're welcome to review them to assess if they're of value to you and a fit for what your school is trying to do. The last thing I'll point out is the exit survey at the bottom. This is nothing you need to use. This is not the survey you will be using. This is just for teachers and students who are going through the actual usage of these course materials. So you do not need to do that. You need to use these. As far as submitting feedback, in your invitation email, you should be directed to the survey that explicitly says materials review at the top. You may submit the survey multiple times, once per session you review. And specifically for teachers, each session reviewed earns you a $30 gift card. If you submit more than one survey for the same session, only one submission will be counted. So please be thoughtful when you're submitting a survey that you're not resubmitting feedback for a session you've already looked at. When completing the survey, just please make a note, teachers especially, that you're providing your name and email. For JA areas, you can just write NA for email section, and everything else should be pretty self-explanatory. You will select one session at a time that you want to review. You can review as many or as few as you want. And you'll see the same set of questions asking you to think about the same feedback that we want to collect on all of these sessions. If along the way you're seeing comment boxes on PDFs or materials, please do not leave feedback there. We're unable to review inline comments on documents or anything like that. All feedback should be submitted through this materials review survey. And that is everything you need to know about the Future Ready Leaders Materials Review. Thank you for taking the time to share your perspective. Your feedback is vital to making sure we're creating an effective program that meets your needs as well as your students, and making sure it's the best design possible before it's released to the public. We thank you for your time, and we hope you have a good day.